Hey guys, it's Antoine. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at Moyu's new Weilong v10 AI. So the Weilong v10 recently came out a couple months ago, and a lot of people have tried it and think that it's a really good cube. And I think it's widely recognized as being one of, if not the best 3x3 speed cube that you can get right now. So Moyu has also very recently came out with this new AI version, which is claimed to be essentially the same thing as the Weilong v10, but as a smart cube. So will the cube be as good as the regular Weilong v10? And is it worth you getting if you're into smart cubes? In this video, I'm first going to do an overview and take a look at the cube, mostly at the hardware, and a little bit about the overall experience I've had with the cube. But then I hope to release another video more specifically about the software so that you guys can go and see what the app is all about and what kind of a detailed experience that you have with it. So there are two versions of this cube. The first one is the regular version, and the second one is the UV coated version. Now, I have to note that both of these cubes, both of these versions, they are the spring versions. They do not have maglev, and they use an 8-magnet ball core. So that is different from the regular Weilong v10s, which have either a regular core or a 20-magnet ball core. So the first thing you guys probably want to know about this cube is the price. And there is definitely a hefty markup between the regular Weilong v10 and the AI Smart Cube version of the v10. Looking at the prices on the cubicle, the regular standard version with the springs of the v10 is $15 US, compared to the standard version of the AI version, which is $58. Now for UV coated, it's also very significant. So the regular version is only $20 with springs, of course, and regular core. And the UV coated is a hefty $77. So you're essentially paying about $40 to get the electronics and the app with the cube, as well as the ball core, which is, I would say, quite negligible in cost. So they're clearly trying to make a higher margin with this cube, I would say. But if it is a really good smart cube, then it definitely might be worth it, depending who you are and what your interests are. So looking at the box, you can see that there's nice premium packaging with a logo that's quite reminiscent of the other V10 boxes. Unfortunately, there's not very much English on the box. It's mostly in Chinese. And if you look at this area, it has the features about the cube and the app. There's a little summary in English, but mostly, unfortunately, is in Chinese. So opening up the box, you can see that there is the cube and the charger. So taking a closer look at the cube itself, it is very similar to the Weilong WRM v10, the regular version. The notable differences are that there are 4 holes for charging. And then also when you turn the cube, you'll see that there is a light that lights up from the core. Now taking a look at the cube charger, I think it has a very nice and elegant design. It's got that bright orange, which of course is the best color, right? There's a USB port for the charging, and then there's also a stand for your phone, which is quite useful for smart cubes, which of course connect to your phone. So the advertised battery life for the cube is 15 hours. Now I have been using the cube for at least 3 weeks now, and I haven't charged it once, and the battery is still going strong. So in here, we've got a standard Moyu accessory box, but something you should pay attention to here is the Moyu card. And that card is what you'll use to get the app. If you're an iPhone user, then you can get it on the App Store by searching WCU Cube. But if you're an Android user, it's a little bit harder. You have to scan this QR code to download the SDK. So finally, there's also an instruction booklet, which is different from the regular instruction booklet. This is a booklet which is specifically about the Smart Cube and has instructions on how to use it, how to connect to the app, both in Chinese and in English. So now let's take a more detailed look at the cube itself. To give you a better idea of the performance, I have a few different versions of the original regular Weilong v10 as well as the AI Smart Cube. Out of the box, the cube is definitely much too fast. And so here you can see I'm getting lots of overturning and lockups because of that. With some heavy lube and proper tensioning according to your preferences, that's definitely something that can be fixed, such as with this cube here, which has been lubed with heavy lube and broken in for a while. Overall, this cube is definitely very fast, smooth, forgiving, and the magnets I don't feel are too strong or too weak either. for feel, the regular core version is very hollow. And that is compared to the 20 magnet ball core version, which I would say has a much more flowy kind of feel. And that compares to the AI Smart Cube, which I would say has a more clacky feel, probably because it's a ball core but only has 8 magnets. So performance-wise, it's basically the same, just has a slightly different feel. The dual adjustment system is also the same thing as the standard Weilong V10. Using the Moyu adjustment tool, turning in one direction will control the spring tension, and the other will control the regular center tension. A cool tidbit is that the center pegs here are actually colored according to which center they're on. So taking a look inside the cube, the pieces themselves are really exactly the same as the Weilong V10. But what I think is pretty cool is looking here at the core. It's got a transparent core, which allows you to see all of the electronics inside as well. So as for the weight, we have the AI Smart Cube, which is about 73 to 74 grams, depending on the exact version. And that compares to the regular Weilong WRM V10, the regular core version being about 64 to 65 grams. And then we have the 20 magnet ball core version, which is about 74 grams as well. So the same thing as the AI Smart Cube version. Now here are some solves on the practice mode of the app to give you a better idea of really how the cube feels and performs. Now note that this cube is currently set up fairly loose. It's the cube that I've set up for my RU one-handed solving. And so it's not all that good for my two-handed or regular CFOP one-handed, but it still is quite a good cube. Something I really want to mention is that the app is not only available in Chinese, it's also available in English. I've seen some sources which say that, but that is not true. Now, the translations are not all the best, especially right now. I have given a bunch of corrections for the English to Moyu, and they will be updating in a future version of the app. Now, the functionality of the app right now, there is a few different modes. There's like a learning mode and a practice mode, as well as a 1v1 mode, as well as a rooms mode. Here I'm doing everything on the practice mode, mostly just to show you what the cube is like, and I'll talk about the app more in a future video. Now, I also want to mention that Moyu is very receptive to improvements on the app, so I'm in a group with them in which we're looking at different features and what we can add to make the app better. So I definitely say you can get in touch with me if you want to know more for a future video, and also if you have any additional suggestions for the app, then please leave comment below or send me a private message, and I'd be very happy to discuss what kind of improvements there could be for the app, and then I can share that feedback with Moyu, and hopefully we can get that implemented. So that's it for this video about the Weilong V10 AI. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you have any other questions that you want to know about the cube, please leave them in the comments below. And also, as I had mentioned, I am planning on making a second video where I look more in detail and in depth about the software. And so if there is anything that you want to know about specifically regarding the software, or if there's any features you want to know if it has, or if you have any other questions, then please leave them in the comment section so that when I make that video, I know what you really want to see and what I can focus on in that video. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.